at the Bitcoin chart,
yeah,
and you've been bullish on crypto for a while, so that's why we're talking about this with you. We've hit this like 6,000 level numerous times, and each time we bounce back, but we keep having lower highs off the bounce back. So when you look at that chart of lower highs but the same floor, what do you see?
It looks like it's dying, right? Just kidding. What that tells me is that the 6,000 level is a level that's more important than we realized. And earlier this year we were pointing out 6,000 is the break even for Bitcoin mining. So that level should hold because that's roughly 1 times book. And so I think the fact that it's holding here is actually very good news. And I think there's catalyst into year end. So I think despite the lower highs we've seen, I think we're starting to reverse. So if you say signs of momentum, that's really good.
What kind of catalyst into year end?
I think there's a few. I mean, one, this new exchange called ICE-backed will be launched. It's going to be really one of the first really good regulated exchanges. But I think around that, there's a constellation of work being done by these major investment banks to build products that either support it or be in conjunction or work with it. So I think, one, institutions are ready to get involved.
Really? But we keep hearing that Barclays just lost their main crypto banker this week. We've seen Goldman Sachs walk away from that statement that they were going to get into the space. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure Goldman's statement that actually is what happened, but
what, as in you think that they're still building out the team, or they never actually were going in it quite hook, line and sinker as was made out?
Yeah, I think that they have their own pace of how they're moving forward, and then I think the public has views that it's way ahead or behind, and I think that's what's being calibrated, but I think they're marching steadily forward. I do think major institutions get FOMO if Bitcoin rises, because remember, you need to find volatility. Like, institutional investors want vol, and today you can buy vol in crypto, and it can supplement and pot. And actually, as you guys say that, it's interesting how the Tilray peak coincided with Bitcoin's intraday low.
I noticed that at the same time, that they basically flipped the exact.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was like on Robinhood and you could like put on a pair trade there, like sell BTC, buy, but clearly, yes.
Well, okay, this interplay between pot stocks and cryptocurrencies, is this concerning to you? So a lot of people look at it and say that these are signs where late in the market cycle, there's a lot of excesses. What's the pushback?
I think there's always speculation. I mean, that's the nature of markets, and I followed them for 25 years, so I don't think it's unhealthy that there is speculation. It's actually a good sign because that's risk appetite. I think it probably shows that managers in a narrow stock market want to try to find alpha where they can, and cannabis is a new emerging area and crypto is another. And look, there's a lot of money. I mean, crypto is only a $200 billion market cap. I don't know the size of the cannabis market, but you compare it to 70 trillion for traditional markets, and you can see why there's chances for vol. Yes.
Overall, though, do you see signs of exuberance, or is it just sort of local pockets here and there?
For the equity markets overall?
Yeah.
I think there's complacency, right? Because now we have 9 years of really good gains. People have made a lot of money, and I think the complacency today is that growth stocks have made everybody all the money. Remember, if you own Facebook, that's all you had to do. I think the big shift is if interest rates rise, that you need to be positioned for value.
So it's interest rates, is not trade?
Yes, I think trade is noise, and trade's obviously very good for the U.S. right now.
What's the least correlated asset out there right now?
Today, crypto is still a low correlation asset. It's even a low correlation against bonds and equities. So if someone is trying to generate alpha, that is a place to find it.
But it still needs to go up. It's nice that it's uncorrelated, but
correct. You don't want it to correlation to go down because everything's going up.
Right.
I think it's going to. Huh?
And which crypto?
Well, I think you got to stick with ones that have real regulatory clarity. So at the moment, it really is primarily Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has the largest community, and it has the most use cases, and it's proven to be a good source of money as well. Even though crypto's not really money, it's turning out to be a decent means of exchange.